Hey, Chad Tomaszewski here with Trident Communications. We are here filming TSI Today, not just a regular TSI Today, very special edition of TSI Today, our very first all-women's panel. This has been something I've been trying to put together for a very long time. I'm very proud that we got this together for this one. And in this particular case, I'm taking a step back behind the camera and asking my colleague Irina to take my spot.
Welcome again, ladies. It's a pleasure having you here on TSI Today. We'll jump right into the questions. Technology changes fast, but people don't. So how do you keep yourself adaptable while the ground's shifting under you? All right.
Yeah, I'll steal the microphone. This is such a great question. And so I work in post-secondary, and this is where things are challenging to keep up, especially in advanced digital technology. And we're really changing the gurus, the tech giants of tomorrow. And you know, I think that a system for adapting to change, even in technology, is so critical. So how do we create this nimble environment for learning so that even in curriculum, that we have electives and we have a change element, and we work with micro-credentials, and we're able to react to industry really quickly, then we can actually pivot the way that industry can, or even get ahead of industry. So we're about 2-3 years ahead right now. I'm exploring and learning about quantum. Does that mean everybody's willing? But not always. When the risk of status quo is more risky than change, I think that's where you really see a difference.
You ladies have any input?
Sure. I stay adaptable by rooting in people, not the tools. So if you stay accountable to your values, your vision, the outcomes, then adapting is a little bit easier. I also ask a lot of questions. So I do get invited to a lot of events where I think I'm the only one there they know is going to ask all of the questions. Because if you have a question, chances are other people are wondering the same thing.
Absolutely, thank you. And once again, humanizing technology. I love that about us today.
The only thing I would add is making sure that you're outcome driven. So the technology, as you say, it's going to change. But making sure that you understand what your outcome is and being curious about the way you get there, I think that is something that you should always keep in the front of your mind.
Beautiful, thanks, ladies. If you had a magic wand and could just wave it and change one thing in technology today, what would it be?
Oh, pick me. Pick me.
Cindy!
Pick me. Yeah, I think you should change the hype. I think you should ignore the hype altogether. If I could wave my magic wand, I would get rid of the hype. Instead, like you just asked in the other question, focus on the basics, focus on understanding how to communicate, focus on the outcomes. And I think that way you're going to be a whole lot more successful. And then you don't get stuck in, well, what's next, and get wound up and become hectic. You actually are able to focus and see the long game.
Okay, ignore the hype. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe I'll add to that because I love that answer so much. People really do get caught up in that, and they get very afraid with disruptive tech, and AI is that for us right now. We're in a bit of a bubble, if you will. I'm not using that in the way maybe everybody uses that word. But in all of history, we adapt and we recover and we pivot, right? So in all of history, we've done that. And so I think we need to understand what humans plus this new tech looks like, and try to embrace it as much as we can, because we always have. So if we know that, I love that answer. I think that's a really wonderful answer.
I'll add to it as well.
Please.
So it's the same but different, right? So going back to the people, I think connection, I would definitely fix that. My experience is more in the security industry. So going to that industry, sharing knowledge is very challenging. You have NDAs, you have police that can't share information, privacy, competition. So if I could fix anything, it would be safe spaces for people in similar positions to talk about their issues and what they're trying to solve.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Let's talk about mentorship. Who was it that gave you a break, and what impact did that have on you?
Voila. So thank you. Oh my goodness. Several people I think have been so gracious, but I will say several years ago, my boss in Ontario suggested I go and get more educated. So back in the day, like 100 years ago, in post-secondary, you would want to have the skills you'd want the tech skills, or you'd want the industry skills, rather than necessarily having a bachelor's degree or master's or whatever. So she said, Sherry, go get your bachelor's, then go get your master's. And honestly, at the time, I was like, meh. but it changed my life. I felt that it was such a value to learn more things. I'm working on my second master's right now, and it's wonderful. And I always thought I'd be a lifelong learner, but on my own. And actually that just opened doors for me in this industry that truly changed my life and gave me opportunity, jobs that I would not have gotten had I not had that education. So that was very valuable. Thank you, Donna.
Stay in school, kids.
Yeah, that was really nice. I'd like to add to that one. So I actually really struggled with this question because I've had so many amazing mentors through my entire career. Before my career, I've always had really good mentors, but it's the people that took me seriously and told me that I belong in the room before I had a name that was recognized or titles and big organizations behind me. The people that said, no, show up, go to the room, you belong there. When I joined the security industry, that was about 15 years ago. I was in my early 20s, and being a very feminine presenting woman, I did not fit in. I tried everything. I tried to appear smarter. I tried to appear more neutral appearance, a little less girly. And then I remember the day it changed because of the advice from these people. I went to a trade show, it was years ago, and wore the brightest pink sweater I owned. And I was like, no, this is my room.
Yes.
Like, I belong here. I'm not scared to be seen anymore. And that was from the experience, from the mentorship from those people telling me before I had anything to show for it that I would be successful in this industry.
I love that, believing in you before you even believed in yourself.
100%.
Wonderful, valuable.
I think you guys are both hitting on it, that depending on what stage of your career you're at, whether it was just at entering technology, whether you're midway through, or whether you're where you are right now, there are people who are highly involved in influencing and mentoring you, and that mentoring goes both ways. So it's not just about receiving, but it's also about returning the favor. So if I think about that, the person who took a risk and took a chance on me to come into the tech industry, I'd already had a bit of a career and was ready for a change. And the person who took a risk on me, even though I didn't know what a router was, even though I didn't know how that connected to a server and why you needed one, the person who took a chance on me did so. After he hired me, he told me why. He said, it's because you've done all kinds of things in athletics, right? I had just finished doing an Ironman, and I was into basketball, and I'm into mountain biking and all those things. And he said, the reason I took a chance on you is because in technology, you need to make sure that you are disciplined. You need to make sure that you are goal-oriented, that you have leadership, that you're able to orchestrate, that you're able to do advanced planning and all of those things. And he said, those are the characteristics that I think you have, and I think you'd be great in tech. And he was 100% right. So Simo, shout out.
Thanks, Simo. What is one emerging technology that you think will reshape careers for the next generation? Cindy, I'm looking at you.
Well, the question said no buzzwords, but I'm going to ignore that because I'm absolutely going to pick a buzzword. I'm going to pick AI. And I'm going to walk us all back a minute and think about the launch of the internet. And I viscerally remember what it felt like to connect to the internet for the very first time back in, those old...
What it sounded like.
Sounded like. It was visceral. Like, you can feel it. And the excitement of being able to have connection in real time with somebody over in the UK, which is what we were doing. It was so exciting. It was thrilling and it was new. And then that year, the library at university was also able to start being online. And it was such an exciting thing. Fast forward to 2 years ago when all of a sudden the buzzword is Gen AI. And I firmly believe that 2 years into the Gen AI cycle, I don't think that it is a buzzword. I think it's actually very real. And I think it's going to be something that reshapes all of our careers. And the example I'll give is one I'll borrow from one of my colleagues at Microsoft. Her name is Alexia Cambon, and she's a senior researcher at Microsoft. And she talks in a podcast recently, and I'm going to borrow it from her as well, is she talks about agent bosses and agents, and being able to have, instead of an org chart, you have a work chart. So that as an individual, am able to create agents that are driven by AI, and they're generative AI, so they interact with me naturally. And I'm able to deploy a whole bunch of them so that I can clone myself. And I can get more and more work done in a more efficient way so that I can then be freed up to use my brain instead of having to go look for things. So being able to then expand that and scale that, I think that is something that's going to dramatically shift the workforce.
I think think dramatically is the key word there.
Yeah.
Terrifying and exciting. Cherie, would you like to add anything?
No, I would. It gets me so excited. First of all, I have to say that when I first went on this new internet thing in whatever year that was, I was like listening to the sound, whatever it did, dial up. And I didn't understand the purpose of it. I was like, this is never going to fly. So just like keep that in your mind for how wrong that was. Anyways, lesson learned there. But I totally agree with you on the AI piece and how we process data and how didn't we just want to clone ourselves when didn't we always fantasize about cloning ourselves and several times how great that is, I think. I think that the next level will be in quantum speed. So I think if we actually look at what that will look like, I don't know enough to speak of it the way I want to be able to. Maybe in a year I could speak about that more. But when we start to add what quantum will do to the speed of how we digest and process, I was sitting working with an agent last night, AI agent last night, and just like, that felt slow to me, which is funny,
right?
Compared to dial-up, right?
So and it's that visceral feeling, right?
Yes.
It's fantastic.
It's so strange. And then I'm like, I'm going to make another agent to talk to this agent.
Cool, right?
And then they'll fight or whatever.
You're cool.
It is. Yeah.
You've hit the cool phase. Yeah.
Meeting in a year, talking about quantum, whatever it was. So the purpose of our interview today really was to inspire young women to join technology field. What would your advice be to them? Let's start with you, Cherie.
Okay. As a tech instructor to many females in the design world, they often would come to me, my daughter included, and say, I'm not good at technology, as though that in itself was like saying, I'm not good at hammer. Do you know what I mean? And so I think we need to start seeing that we can push the buttons here and push boundaries with it. And what is it that you're trying to achieve? Focus on that. We were talking about that earlier in terms of goals and the outcomes. What is it that you would like to do, and then push for that, because then the tools are there for you to do it. So I think that there's tons of opportunity and tons of tech tools that can turn into really, really, really valuable and meaningful careers. And so I encourage women. I've loved my field. I've loved this industry. Yeah.
Great. Cindy, what are your thoughts on the subject?
Seriously, don't join the tech industry. Don't join it at all. It's too much hype. What you should do instead is find what you're passionate about. I bet the thing that you are most passionate about is waiting for disruption. And I would also bet that technology is going to be one of the tools that helps you do that. So don't join the tech industry. Join whatever it is that you're passionate about.
Goosebumps. Amanda, you have a few words for us?
I would encourage young women and young people to get into technology because we're saving the world. I know it's silly. I really believe that though, and it took me a few years working in the security industry before I actually felt that and found that purpose. But we are protecting our communities and we're using technology to do that. Technology and the security industry is full of opportunities and not enough people. So if you are interested in technology or in security and you put yourself out there, you start learning, start meeting people, you're going to have all the opportunities in the world to find a career that you love.
Ladies, thanks so much again for joining us at this round table, and thank you very much for joining us on TSI Today.
Thanks for watching TSI Today. I'm Chad Tomaszewski, Chief Growth Officer with Tridon Communications. Catch up with us next time when we learn more about technology and how it's changing business today.